The internet is awash with MX-5 content, but we're going to do something a little bit different. This is my 1998 Mark II Mazda MX-5, and we're going to do an engine swap, but one that has never been done before, as far as I'm aware. A V6 would be an obvious swap, and plenty of people in the States have gone for LS V8s, but we are fitting this MX-5 with a V10. When people think of V10 engine swap, they probably think either Audi or BMW V10s from the R8s and Lambos and the old M5 and M6 cars. But we've gone for an engine that's actually been on the channel before. Over 1 million of you have watched our video about this engine and the original car it went into. This is the Connaught V10, and I cannot wait to see what Mick thinks of it.
Wow.
Would you like me to run through the stats?
Yes, please, Mike.
So, V10, 22.5 degrees between each bank, so just one cylinder head. So you could call it a VR10. Naturally aspirated, it should do about 200 horsepower, but we might be getting the supercharged version, which takes up to about 230, 240. So it's not exactly what you're used to, but what do you think?
Awesome. Well, on the face of it, that looks absolutely fantastic. Yeah, what can I say? A V10. It's got to sound good.
It's very unique. Now, this is 2 litres. Your bread and butter is a 2 litre turbo engine.
Yes, it is.
Do you have one that we can compare it with?
I do indeed.
That's much heavier than this is.
Yes.
So what's this engine here?
This is a YBJ 200 block Sierra Cosworth 4x4.
Okay.
So this is 2 litre 16 valve turbo, obviously cast.
It's amazing that these are the same displacement.
Yes.
Considering the amount of cylinders here.
Yeah.
And what's really cool about this engine is that it's modular. So you can go, technically you could do a V2, but V4, V6, V8, V10, and they do a V12, but we're going with the 10.
Yes.
What do you think about fitting this engine into that car?
Absolutely, why not?
Should fit, right? Because it's not too much bigger than a 4-cylinder.
Absolutely, why not? Let's do it.
Well, this is the engine. Shall we check out the car?
Let's do it, yeah.
So this was my uni car. I bought this in 2016, and as for many people, this MX-5 was my first rear-wheel drive car. What was your first rear-wheel drive?
Mark II Escort.
There you go. So yeah, this was my first sort of freedom getting away from front-wheel drive, and I did look after it, uni, you'll be happy to know.
Awesome.
Back here, I'm sure you know the whole drainage hole issue on the roofs. The last bit of the sill here and into the wheel arch has been replaced, so that should be solid. It does look like there's some corrosion now started further up the wheel arch, so we'll probably find something
Looks local,
there.
we can fix that, no problem.
Yeah, shouldn't be too bad. Underneath, engine and gearbox, to be honest, absolutely solid, so reliable, apart from the clutch slave cylinder went on me once, and I shifted from second to third, and I think there's a tooth out of third. So every so often you go for it, but I guess we're getting rid of all that now, so it doesn't really matter. Same on this side, so we did the symmetrical job. There's a few articles online where I basically do the rust repair on it. There'll be pictures somewhere of what this looked like before, but again, lower sill and start of the arch are all brand new. This has actually been painted fairly recently because I stoved it in here into a lamppost on my uni campus. Went through a puddle, decided to give it some, span round within a millisecond and hit a post. So there will be a bit of damage probably still there, but not too much. But otherwise, I would say this is the car that I've looked after the most out of any car I've ever owned. It was a sort of project mini restoration while I was at uni, so hopefully it's pretty clean.
It'll be nice to start with a clean shell. It's not something that we get very often, but I can tell just by looking at the car, the fact that it's been stored for so long, you've looked after it, which is really nice.
Yeah, it's been in storage in Scotland for a couple of years. It's not the best London car really, so it's been up there, but shall we get it up and have a look underneath?
Let's have a look underneath.
Cool. So my NB looks okay at first glance, but what about underneath? Munchie and I grabbed a torch to see what was what. I've never seen under my car like this before really, but first thing I'm noticing, I've stoved that in on a speed bump at some point. Anything you see?
Got chassis rail rust here. And there as well.
Right, other side. This sill, I heard this going on the way up. That has collapsed, isn't it?
Yeah, collapsed sill there, it's all bent in.
All my 21-year-old handiwork going to absolutely nothing. That's from being jacked up, I think. Just constantly on that bit. And on this side, that doesn't look as bad. Still a bit crusty, but
It's pretty solid.
you can see all the black tar anti-rust paint that I put on it back in the day, but definitely some holes up in there. Not as bad as the other side, but that is the drainage plug. That is the scourge of every MX-5 owner. That gets clogged up and then the water just sits in there. Bad, but not too bad. This unique project would not be possible without our sponsors, Turtle Wax. They partnered with us on our last Connaught V10 video when we rediscovered the lost Connaught sports car, and they want to help us bring this V10 MX-5 to life. We'll clean the MX-5 when it's right to do so, but today we're going to use these products to clean the DriveTribe production car, this Ford Focus ST. It's been a long journey from London up to Edinburgh to collect the MX-5 and then back down to Madford Engineering in the Midlands to start off this project. First up, the Focus is soaked from the roof down to remove the main dirt from the surface of the car. Next, I used the Hybrid Solution ceramic wash and wax, using a mitt to wash each panel on the car. Washing that off and then drying the car, I finally went over each panel with Turtle Wax's ceramic spray coating with a microfiber cloth. We'll use all of these products on the Mazda once it's done, but for now, they've made our ST ping.
Okay guys, so Mike's Mazda. We're going to separate the running gear from the body. So you guys both know the usual: wheels off, fluids out. Let's do disconnection, cooling, all the electrics, and let's get it separated.
Fluids now, Mick?
Yep. In order to disconnect the powertrain from the shell, we need to obviously lose the coolant. We need to disconnect throttle cable, clutch cable, airbox, anything that connects the powertrain to the body. Yep. We have to remove, so we can obviously do a clean separation.
Nice one. This car is fairly original. It's only got 76,000 miles, which isn't too bad for a Mark II MX-5. And the thing I love the most is the original stickers. One on the radiator, one on the fan. I especially like this Calsonic one. That is so cool. Nothing like being showered by coolant in the morning. Very close to separating the body from the running gear, and then we'll be able to see where this V10 fits. As far as I'm aware, 3 bolts away from everything separating.
That's correct.
These ones here.
Those two there.
That is cool. So this is holding both axles together essentially, front to back.
Yep, yep.
And it'll be fine coming off the axle stands now?
It should be, yeah. We may have to block up the suspension, but yeah, we'll be able to drop it onto the floor and it should be able to be moved.
You can see why kit cars use MX-5s as a base, if you can start with this and then muck about with it from there. Very cool. Okay, let's try and get a V10 in there now.
Absolutely.
It looks tiny seeing it out here like this.
Yep.
Rusty, but that'll all just blast off, won't it?
Yeah, as we did with the Mondeo, everything will get stripped to its component parts, shot blast, powder coated, replace the hardware, the bushings, the brakes, the bearings, anything that needs it, we'll go through it.
Okay, cool. So can we get the body on the ground now?
Yes, we can.
The guys at Connaught have assured me that the V10 fits in the Mazda's engine bay due to not being much bigger than the engine coming out of it, but I still couldn't resist seeing it nestled in place.
Oh.
Go on.
She's going to be close.
Oh, that is butter. Nearly there.
Oh, perfection.
That is slick. Seeing the engine now placed in there, it's almost like it was made specifically for this purpose. It perfectly fits in there, and I cannot believe how much space is left due to that 22.5-degree V. It's absolutely amazing, and I cannot wait to get the ball rolling properly on this project. So the plan now is for Mick to fully refurbish this body shell to get it ready to then send over to Connaught and install the engine and the rest of the gear train behind it. And then hopefully not too far down the line, we will have a working V10 MX-5. So many people have turboed their MX-5, put a V6, V8, there's even one V12 I've seen on the internet, but as far as I'm aware, no one has ever put a V10 into an MX-5. So this thing is going to be pretty unique and hopefully one of the most special MX-5s in the world. I've been Mike, and don't forget to subscribe to DriveTribe.